Welcome to SharkBaby, where we present hard-hitting news that's more in your face
than a burqa.
Who are you?
I'm ambiguously ethnic reporter Negin Farsad.
Are you... I don't mean to be forward, I mean, I know we just met, but are you an evildoer?
No, that's ridiculous.
Oh, thank God.
But isn't that what an evildoer would say?
I'm egocentric newshound Lee Camp.
So put your bib back on.
Put your napkin in your lap.
And wipe that drool off your chin.
Because here are today's headlines. First up, boy rescued from well, returns safely to abusive home. The boy, 5-year-old Joey Cooper, had been trapped in a well in Vienna, West Virginia for nearly 2 days. Cooper's mother, who didn't bother to show up to the rescue, stated just before Joey's return home, "What's he doing in the well? Oh, he's gonna get whooped so bad. Sunshine, get mama her belt." Unquote.
The boy's father had this to say, quote, "Father, that bastard child ain't mine. Don't you dare call me his father. We're cousins at best. Haley, get daddy his belt. I'm gonna whoop that reporter so bad." End quote.
Moving on. Bad magician fails to pull approval from hat. Right here in Trenton, New Jersey, area mediocre magician Peter Amazing failed to pull approval or excitement from his comically large top hat at Julie Milsky's 6th birthday party.
The magician claimed he was going to pull a live bunny out of his hat, but instead presented a chicken nugget, a dead parakeet, an oversized dildo, and finally, a handful of used hypodermic needles.
With most of the kids then crying, Mr. Amazing was fired by Julie Milsky herself. He tried to change her mind by presenting her with a bouquet of roses out of his jacket, but instead presented a colorful mixture of oatmeal and pesticide. Peter Amazing said later, quote, "If they had let me stick around for my next trick, I was gonna attempt to magically test negative for HIV.
You know, I used to want to be a magician when I was a little kid.
You did? An evil magician?
No, just like a regular magician.
Oh, okay.
Next up, morning cup of hot coffee found more effective when spilt in lap. Stanley Denkins, who discovered the procedure, said, quote, "Much to my surprise, I found that I wasn't tired at all after my balls made contact with the searing hot fluid. Instead, I was wide-eyed and raring to go, fists clenched like a professional boxer." Unquote. After further research, Richmond has found that a hazelnut blend down the pants works best, but that lattes with extra foam get the funniest looks from coworkers.
And in international news, Iraqi insurgents hire Halliburton mercenaries to battle U.S. mercenaries. In Iraq, Halliburton is being paid by insurgents to work as hired soldiers battling Blackwater Corporation soldiers hired by the U.S. government. Essentially, the war in Iraq will now be waged by proxy.
The Iraqi forces...
Nagina, don't know if you should report on that little conflict of interest.
What?
Well, it's about insurgents, and you probably have a few in your family. So
most of my family actually lives in California.
Really? Next up, non-smoking hotel room instead reeks of vomit and sex. 48-year-old Misty Burks requested a non-smoking room at the Comfort Inn in New York, New York, because she does not like the smell of smoke. She then discovered her non-smoking room smelled heavily of puke and sweaty animalistic intercourse. She was concerned about what had gone on in the room the night before until she found the animalistic intercourse scented candle in her bathroom. It was sitting next to a puddle of vomit. Vomit, scented vomit.
And in our final story, Glad Bag, not glad to receive dead hamster. In Claremont, Connecticut, the Kipler family came home from a weekend trip to find that their hamster, Buford F. Squiggly, had cashed in his chips and called it a life. Mr. Kipler took the Russian dwarf hamster's earthly vessel and handed it off to the kitchen Glad Bag, which was exceedingly dismayed to receive it.
The Glad Bag and the decomposing body of Buford F. Squiggly spent the following 2 days together in the kitchen before being placed out on the curb. However, 4-year-old Sally Kipler was informed Squiggly is actually displayed prominently in the Museum for Dead Hamsters. As of yet, unbeknownst to her parents, Sally will spend the next 12 years demanding to visit said museum. The entire drama will eventually end with the Kiplers founding the Buford F. Squigley Museum of Dead Hamsters. The museum will go bankrupt 1 year later. A then 18-year-old Sally Kipler will view her parents' financial ruin as a sick form of vindication for being lied to. Well, that's all for today.
I don't know that you should be reporting on finances. You know what I mean? It's a conflict of interest.
What do you mean?
Aren't you Jewish?
Yeah? Wait. What you got there?
Oh, nothing.
Is that tarot alert chart?
No, it's just a chart on the likelihood that you'll be putting me through a body cavity search.
Why would you need one of those? I mean, we have a body cavity search every day coming into the building. I mean, what does that matter?
No, we don't.
But he told me
That's all for today. I'm ambiguously ethnic reporter Nagin Farsad.
I'm intrepid newshound Lee Camp.
This has been SharkBaby, excreting the news.
Good night and Greg.
So none of the news on SharkBaby is even remotely true. Please tell friends to check out SharkBaby.com. They can remember the name by picturing a baby chasing down and eating a shark.